Hi everybody, welcome back. Let me grab my glue. This is going to be the last reading journal entry in my 2025 reading journal. I am going to be doing a spread here on the book Love on the Brain. It's another one of the Ali Hazelwood books in her little STEMinist universe, and I love her books so very much. So I did read this book in December. So it's going in this reading journal, and then I will be setting up a new reading journal. I know there's a lot of unused space in here, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I wanted a separate reading journal for each year. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I did finish my book of the year bracket, and the winner ended up being Sunrise on the Reaping. It was between that and Enchantra, which surprised me because I really thought one of the Fourth Wing books was going to take the win, but I loved Enchantra so much, way more than I did Phantasma. So those are a definite read. And when I'm sitting here looking at these and thinking about what book has taken up the most space in my brain, it's probably Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm so excited for the movie. It keeps taking me back to high school when Hunger Games was all the rage, and I was reading the books before the movies came out, and then when they started making movies, I was like beside myself. And so and I really love what they did with like Songbird of Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, and I'm just so excited for Sunrise on the Reaping. I listened to the audiobook version of it, and it was a completely immersive experience. So that was my book of the year. I really thought it was going to be one of the Fourth Wing books, but it wasn't even that. It was between Sunrise and Enchantra, which, like, a 5-star read. I loved Enchantra. I am ready for the third one. So that's book of the year. Let's jump into the spread for Love on the Brain. So the book cover is like pinks and blues. So I pulled out some papers here, and we're going to do our little tear method and glue down some paper just to give us kind of a pretty background. This is, I don't know, it's kind of become my favorite way to book journal. So, Love on the Brain, let's chat about it. There are going to be some spoilers here. That's the whole point of me getting on here and chatting with you guys. So Love on the Brain is about a neurobiologist. Is that right? Some kind of brain scientist. And then the male main character is like an engineer, like a big NASA engineer. And they are working on a project together in Houston to build like a helmet that has little, like, they hook up to like your brain, to your scalp, and they can kind of basically they're trying to increase like productivity of astronauts while they're in space, help them focus, help them get jobs done faster, help them, you know, reach into the depth of their knowledge and, I don't know, do big things for the world. So that's kind of, I guess, what their project is. So she's got it in her head that this guy hates her, but of course we know he's been pining for her since grad school, and that's their relationship. She moves to Houston and spends the whole time thinking that he can't stand her, but she's like, hey, let's just be friendly for the sake of this project, please and thank you. And of course they eventually get together. And she has a twin sister who she spends a lot of time talking to on the phone. And her big flaw, she basically thinks that, you know, she lost her parents and has been an orphan and moved around her entire life. So she's like, I can't get too close to people. I can't let people love me because then they're going to disappear from me one day. So whenever they finally like confess their love for each other, it takes her half the book to get with it. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just putting stuff together. Her name is B. I think. B-E-A. I read this book like 4 books ago, so it was good. Was it my favorite of all the Ali Hazelwood books? Probably not, but it was good. It reminded me a lot of, I think this is her second one. I think she wrote Love Hypothesis, then this one, Love on the Brain, and then I think she wrote Love Theoretically, which I read like a year ago. It's in this book. Yeah, Love Theoretically. And it reminds me very much of Love Theoretically. But I think Love on the Brain came first. So is it fair to compare it to, like, I feel like Love on the Brain is the original, but in my head, Love Theoretically is. And I can't remember why I thought that now. God dang it. So I guess we're going to ignore that. I don't remember why I thought that. Oh well. What are we going to rate this one? Let's give it... Now also, I had a really bad UTI when I was reading this, so I was up half the night in pain and like kind of crying and stuff while reading it. So I was already feeling really emotional, and then the book got emotional and it like really got to me. What did we give Love Theoretically? We gave it 4 stars. That's about right. I think I'm going to give Love on the Brain 4 stars as well. You guys, it is the middle of this crazy ice storm, and I didn't lose power or anything. I got very lucky because I know a few people personally who did. So I've got my whole family here. My mom is staying with us. So I got real lucky, and now I'm just home eating way too many snacks. Let me tell you, this is shameful. The amount of Little Debbie snack cakes that this family has gone through in the past like 3 days. You guys, shameful business. But you know, we're stuck in the house and we're snacking, we're eating all this food and watching Disney movies. Okay, my phone ran out of storage and I had to fix the situation, but we only missed like the tiniest bit. So okay, I don't remember exactly what we were talking about. Oh, like being iced in, snowed in. But anyway, my family's doing great. I hope your family has been safe through this whole thing. If you were in the South, if you were dealing with this, yeah, I hope you're doing well. So, back to Leos. You know what? Yeah, let's do this. Straight up the middle. Why not? Okay, so there's our base. Let's do some stickers. So I'm going to use, let's see. This is the book cover. I just printed this out on some sticker paper at home. So here we go. It's Love on the Brain. It's kind of pink. Oh, what happened? Oh, whatever. Should we go here? We're gonna go here. There's a little spot that tore, but honestly, that's totally fine. Okay, and then I've got, let's see, got some fan art. I literally just Google like Love on the Brain fan art, and I don't know who these artists are because they just pop up on Google, but their art's gorgeous, so it's going in the book. There we go. And then let's do this one. She's got like pink hair and tattoos and all these piercings, and he's like tall and dark and clean cut, and it's cute. And then they work at NASA, so I printed the little NASA symbol. Let's put it here, because why not? And then this is a quote. It says, "You were always in my head and I can never get you out," which is our male character talking to B. I can't remember his name, I'm not gonna lie. That's terrible, but I read this book like 4 books ago. So, you know, yeah, there's that. And then let's just do that here, maybe. I love finding these like pretty quotes on, I literally just Google Love on the Brain, Ali Hazelwood quotes, and then I click images and see if anything pretty pops up. But sometimes I just have to write them out myself, and that's okay too. And then I found this pretty picture of a brain firing off some neuro somethings. Across the... Let's go here. Okay, and now I'm gonna grab some boxes, some box stickers, and we're gonna journal a little bit. I'm gonna write in some more quotes. What color should we do? And I want to put the name of the book in here. Let's see. Should be blue or pink? Let's do this big pink box. It's dark pink box. This is the Rainbow Collection from Wrong Wrong. It's just boxes, rainbow boxes. So we're going to use this big guy. We can layer it down here, and I will kind of journal a little bit in here about my thoughts on the book. And then let's take a page counter maybe. What do we have? Pink, blue, pink, blue, pink, blue. Blue on blue on blue. Let's take a pink. Let's take this little pink one, and let's do like right here. And then I like to mark what type of book I read. I read it in a paperback version. I got it from the library. And then I also have like these little star trackers. I just found these from, it's called Print and Plan. It's a little Etsy shop, and I print and cut them myself. So let's do a dark blue tracker. And then maybe let's do a little box. I want like a, you can use this pink. This pink works. And let's go here to write, what are we gonna write? Paperback, yeah. And then let's use a blue. Let's do a pretty light blue. And I like to write when I read the book also. So maybe let's do something like this. Okay. It's okay if it's a little messy. I like to do this like junk journal style. And then I have another quote that I want to write and put in here. So let's see if we can find, maybe let's do the light blue again. And we'll do this one with lines to put it down here. And we'll do the other quote that I liked down there. And then stickers up here. Okay, so let's, how many pages? I wrote this down. 368. And we said we were going to give this 4 stars. And we read this paperback. And there's a planner. Tell me when I finished this. I think I read it in December. Look through here. I started on Wednesday the 3rd. Well, When did I finish? Okay, I'm pretty sure it's the 6th. And then I got busy and I didn't read the rest of the month. Is that right? That's probably right. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, so there's that. And then the quote that I want to use is, I have it on, I printed it as a pretty quote, but you can't really see it, so I'm going to write it down. And it's in the beginning. B says, "It's a truth universally acknowledged that a community of women trying to mind their own business must be in want of a random man's opinion." She runs a little online like Twitter account called What Would Marie Curie Do, or What Would Marie Do, and it's become a really big thing in like the scientist online world. So I'm gonna just see if I can write small. And it's funny because it references Pride and Prejudice. Right? It's from Pride and Prejudice. Oh no, I don't know if this will fit on here. Haha, I made it fit. Perfect. Okay, and now I am, let's do some alphabet stickers. Okay, so I'm gonna use just an alphabet book from the Paper Studio. This is their script, and I have blue, completely untouched. So I've got plenty of stickers. Oh, good grief. Well, that's there. And I have indeed had that Rihanna song stuck in my head now since I sat down to film this. May I help you? I am. Well, computer. Oh, get it, girl. Okay, guys. So Joel needed to come in and feed Gigi. She's our sweet, sick cat with cancer, and anytime she's hungry, we feed her. Right now, she's eating like 3 times a day, and she's eating really well, so we let her. If she's hungry, she eats. So Anyway, if you hear smacking in the background, that's her. So while I was already pausing the camera, I went ahead and finished my lettering and wrote in my little spiel. Highlights of the book are the cat. His name is Schrodinger, which is hilarious if you like science. And a bee passes out all the time, which is ridiculous, but at the same time, I love her, and the females in Ali's books can do no wrong. So yeah, this is the spread. This is the last spread in the 2025 reading journal. I hope that there will be way more entries in 2026, which I've already read three books this year. So we're doing well. We're off to a good start. Let's see what this next year has in store for us reading wise. And yeah, if you've got thoughts on this book, let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. I enjoyed our time, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.